and in fact, this year's last Superheroes of Arabia live broadcast, which is currently being broadcasted on my YouTube channel and on X. I have the pleasure of having with me Abu Suluh, all the way from Al Ula. Abu Suluh is a content creator. He has been creating content for quite some time for superheroes and anime. Then I have all the way from Riyadh, Crimson Maher. So you're looking at Abu Suluh and you're looking at Crimson Maher. Both of these guys, superhero fans, Superman fans. And today we are going to be basically asking each other, discussing with each other, what did they feel when they watched the Superman trailer few, I think last night or the night before. So let me start out. First of all, guys, thank you very much for coming in. Crimson Maher, I'm gonna start with you. Superman trailer, Superman by James Gunn. What's your take?
I mean, honestly, ever since first of all, thank you for having me on your channel today. It's a pleasure to be on the channel. I think this is the second time that I was on your channel, I believe.
It's
Uh,
been more than second time, but on my live broadcast,
yeah, like
Heroes
first
Are-
time.
this is the first time,
Yeah,
and the pleasure is ours, Maher.
thank you, thank you. So, ever since they dropped the, let's call it the motion poster,
Hmm.
okay, and it immediately clicked. Like this is someone who knows what he's doing. Okay, like he knew how to grab all of us immediately before even dropping a teaser for the teaser trailer. And I'm pretty sure it was that humming of the John Williams theme that grabbed all of us,
Yes.
all of us, Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve, Superman fans. I mean, just to quote another creator that I love, he said that the John Williams theme, even if some people might not want to see it again in a Superman movie, it's wrong to think that because that is basically like there's never if there's ever been a piece of music that is essentially Superman, it is that Richard Donner, John Williams piece from the Superman movie.
Would it be
So
fair to say? Would it be fair to say that it has become timeless classic?
absolutely, it's not just timeless; it's just tied with the character at this point. Like anyone who attempted to create a new theme for Superman ended up just using at least some part of the John Williams theme because it's that iconic. It's iconic. The word here is iconic. It's the same as the Darth Vader theme in the Imperial March, the same as the Star Wars theme in general. Like a lot of what John Williams creates is very much iconic. Uh, and then from there, when they dropped the teaser trailer, I mean it. I mean, I don't want to like immediately go into the nitty gritty deep details of it. But if you've been following the, let's call it James Gunn DC universe so far, okay, this speaks from a different tone and is clearly meant to be that way. Like we'll get to that later. I don't want to jump all the way to the middle of the conversation. But I'm not just excited. I won't lie. I had tears in my eyes just watching stuff there in the trailer. Like, yep, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is exactly what a Superman movie needs to be. Hello? Guys, anyone
And
still
I'm
there?
actually here as well. I didn't hear.
No, I lost my
I
connection.
hear you. Me.
Yeah.
Okay, Maher, sorry, I lost you a few seconds ago. Can you just repeat what you were saying?
uh,
Guys, sorry. Can guys, can I be just off? I'll be here, but I'll put you in mute because I have to take from the pharmacy my medicine.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. It's
Okay. I
okay.
just close the camera in the minute. I'm here. I just need like 2 minutes. Okay. Thanks.
Yalla, Habibi, we're waiting for you.
no worries, man. No worries.
Okay. So, Maher, sorry, before my connection got interrupted,
Sorry, I'm being attacked by my cats. Give me. Let me just close that door again. He's attempting to open it. One second. He just does not like it when I close the door. Anyway, so I don't remember where I don't know when I dropped off there, but basically what I was saying is that if you've been following the James Gunn DC movies and series, you know that the tone and everything that was in that trailer is kind of differs a bit from what has been presented so far, and that's exactly the point. And I
yes,
think it is everything that I've ever wanted to see in a Superman movie. Like I'm like, yep, that's it. This is it. I'm excited again.
you mentioned something really important, and that is basically like this is what you wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please elaborate a little bit more on that? Because you're a comic book reader, you are somebody like all of us here that who grew up in Saudi Arabia during the tough times when we couldn't get the comics as easily as we could. The Arabic comics were okay, but not satisfying to that level. So, what was it that you were looking for in a Superman movie that you saw in the trailer?
To be honest, I was specifically what I was looking for is for the character to embody what the character has always been about, which is being the like everything about the trailer tells you that this is a character coming in to a world where superheroes already exist.
Hmm.
They're there, and but most people are not really, like they've gotten cynical about it
Yes,
all. Like if you've watched the Suicide Squad, if you watched the Peacemaker show, or if you
yes,
recently started watching the Creature Commandos, you understand the tone, the universe that this Superman exists in is in a dark place and is looking for that, say, ray of light, like that ray of hope that the Superman character embodied throughout its history. And that's what I felt watching this. Okay. Like, and on top of that, it is not shying away from being a comic book movie. Like, it's,
that's the thing.
yeah, it's not shying away from being that. Like, seeing the other characters there, I'm very excited to see Mr. Terrific. I'm very excited to see Guy Gardner because I love Guy Gardner's character wherever he ends up, and of course Hawk Girl, and hopefully this all of this redeems the characters that have been very much misrepresented
Yes, yes,
for
misrepresented.
quite a while in the movies. Okay, and this speaks to a whole level of where DC as a brand stands right now. Okay, whether you're watching the cartoons, the animated shows, you're reading the comics, and now hopefully in the movies, DC is going through a renaissance of a sort.
Yes.
Okay, it is in the best it's been for a very, very long time. Okay, like DC hasn't been this good since I thought, like I don't know, was Final Crisis maybe? Like since
Yes.
before New 52, like like since before New 52, let's say.
New 52, I think, is a lot of people might hate me for saying this, but New 52 is basically that point in time where our superheroes changed. I
Hmm.
don't know if they changed for the better or for the worse, but they were not the ones we grew up with.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, look, I am not against change, okay, at all. Like any change is very much welcome as long as we get good content out of it, good stories. I hate using the word content. So it's stories, okay? We're talking about stories here. We're talking about characters. Like, as long as the whole story is good, okay? I'm not really particular about how the characters have changed, as long as we're telling a good story. I mean, anyone who knows, like, and you know very well as I do, okay, that the Heath Ledger Joker,
Yeah.
okay, as iconic as a character he is, as amazing as the movie that he was in was,
Yes.
is not the Joker. Okay, it's not the Joker in any way we've ever known him.
Yeah.
Okay, if you've been following the Joker throughout the history of the comics, the Heath Ledger Joker would have been a very strange version of it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yet it worked because in the hands of good storytellers, okay, any character can work. And this is where James Gunn was a great pick for taking the wheel for the DC universe because this is a guy who can take the most obscure characters
Yes.
and turn them into world class characters. I mean, the things he did for the Guardians of the Galaxy, characters that no one who's read, who outside of who've read comics would even have known or heard of or thought of.
Full,
Okay,
full disclosure, I don't have a single Guardians of the Galaxy comic.
not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people do. Okay, and then he turned them into this huge franchise that people love. Like you have kids who love Groot, who love Rocket, who love Drax, who love Peter Quill, and these are characters that I mean, with the exception of Drax, who had a role to play in Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, the other characters never had any big role to play in the Marvel universe.
True. Aside
Yeah.
from Mantis, I think aside from
I
Mantis.
Mantis, Gamora, like
Yeah.
the whole Thanos adjacent characters, Mantis, Gamora, Nebula, and Drax. Yeah, those characters were known to comic book readers because they were involved in a lot of the things that Thanos was involved in. But the other characters, eh, unless you were into the cosmic Marvel universe, you wouldn't really know much about them.
True.
Okay, and he
True.
made them into huge characters, and then you come and give this guy the biggest superhero ever. Like I mean, I would like there are two characters, okay, that I'm willing to argue are objectively, not subjectively, like
Right.
not by opinion, but by pure fact, are the greatest comic book characters there is, and those are Superman and Spider-Man. Okay, Batman as well,
Yeah.
but like if you want to add Batman, but these are these three characters define what superheroes are.
No
Okay, and
doubt.
so you give James Gunn Superman, and you watch what he does with it.
Okay. Maher, I just need to hold you there because you've shared some very valuable points, which I basically want to uh, discuss them and dive into these points a bit further. Abu Suluh,
Yes, can you hear me?
yeah,
You're
we can hear
connecting.
you, but we can't see you.
Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on. I'm trying to figure out something.
Yeah, now we can see you, Habib.
Are you?
Yeah,
Guys,
okay.
guys.
Abu Suluh,
See, see. Sorry.
uh, you
Because I'm
saw
doing
the
a medicine here.
Superman trailer. You
Okay.
saw the Superman trailer while you are in Al Ola. What's your take on it?
Okay. First of all, mashallah, Maher, he said things very, very like professional, especially like you and Maher. Let me be honest with you. I'm not like you guys. You are very expert in regarding for the comics, and sometimes I call you to ask about some comic book, especially some stories and this stuff. But I would like to point some stuff from my point of view as a person who likes to see what. Okay, I'm gonna put it in this way. What's the goal from this movie? If this movie is gonna be the just solo movie, or this movie is gonna be for a long running project. And if it's gonna be solo, it's gonna be succeed. And long project is gonna be like something like in what Iron Man did in Marvels when Iron Man was in the Marvel movies. It was amazing. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me just park my car here so I can speak freely. Okay.
Yeah,
One of the things I noticed for years, a lot of the comic book fans has an issue regarding for their superheroes because the movies don't get what the superhero are worth for. Special these days we have what we call it right now. All the CGI we can use it, all the technology we can use it. But the problem is the story quality, and that's usually a huge thing. What I saw in the trailer was something promised me and gave me promises, a lot of promises. Something is going to be really interesting. First of all, the Green Lantern that they use. I'm not that familiar with his background that much, but I know maybe he's the third or the fourth Green Lantern.
right.
Uh, uh, when I did some research about it, some people said his backstory is really interesting. He's not like Hal Jordan, not like the
True.
others. He's completely different. Other things, the Hulk gear, uh, maybe I like the Hulk guy better than Hulk gear as a character, but this character here, what's the goal for that? And if you noticed that the Superman, it doesn't show me the beginning of Superman. It showed me like what we had in the movie of the Batman for the second year, not the first year, second year or third year, and that's very very interesting. And I think that's gonna save a lot of times because let's be honest, I'm okay. I'm gonna talk about the fans. The fans are so tired regarding for to repeat over and over again for the story from the beginning of the time, of the beginning of the story. Other things I could tell. Uh, the beginning of the trailer was something took our attention. We saw Superman was beating up, and in a way that Superman asked for his dog to take him home. Like it's either Superman was beating up, or he win so badly, but he wants to go home. This question, that fight, when was it? Was this fight in the beginning of in the movies, and he win, or was the end of the movie and he win, or was beating by someone he has to run away? And let's be honest, he doesn't have to be run away, but running away sometimes is smarter than staying. Other things I say it. I'm not gonna give a lot of hopes for the movie. I know a lot of comic book fans don't like that, but let's be honest. The movies that even James Gunn he works on it, like The Flash, was not something we wanted. One of the reasons why I watched The Flash, it was about the Batman. The
Yeah.
first Batman.
Sorry, dude, but James Gunn didn't work on the Flash.
Really? I thought he worked on
Yeah,
it.
he did. He did.
No, James Gunn only worked on the Suicide Squad. That's the only movie he did for DC.
The last one.
The last Suicide Squad movie,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. But what did you have any like? I'm not talking about that as a director, as a as like someone in charge for the film.
He wasn't in charge when the Flash movie was made.
Okay, that's interesting point. Uh, so let's see what he's gonna do. But it seems like he wants to make Superman character as human as he can. That's my own point of view. Like that's how I feel it. Because the
Well,
way
Basically,
the story is showed. Tell me.
basically, he wants to make him the iconic superhero that
Okay.
he always was.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I remember. Like I
And
read about this.
I, because I don't have comics by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in their original form,
Hmm.
uh, I couldn't help but notice a lot of references not only to what Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster did, but also what John Byrne and Carl Castle had done in the 80s.
mhm.
Maher, what do you have to say on that part?
All right. So there's one point that you mentioned, Absol, which is exactly the point. Superman is human. Okay. You see, there's the one thing that non-comic book fans misunderstand about the character is that what makes Superman an amazing character is how human he actually is.
Yes,
Okay. Put the superpowers aside, everything else about him is very human. It is very grounded. He is very grounded. He is very human. He is very much like what he does is aspire to, he never aspires to greatness. He just inspires it. And
inspires.
that's what we are seeing here.
Okay, and what about the shades of comic books? But before you answer, Maher, I want to convey to you a message from Sultan Saad. Uh,
Okay.
he's saying, looking good, Maher.
Thanks, man.
And he, according to him, Sultan is saying that best trailer ever.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. And just to answer some of the points that I was sort of saying, yes, this is going to be the Iron Man of the new DC movie universe. Okay, the new DC movie universe soft started with the Suicide Squad. Okay, continued with Peacemaker, but with the official beginning being the Creature Commandos animated show.
Yeah,
Okay, so to answer your question, Wise, uh, I see a lot of characters in there. Like I see a lot of versions of the character in there. There's, of course, no question, the definitive Clark Kent of Christopher Reeve
yes,
is definitely there
yes,
because you can't. I mean, the guy basically redefined the character, right? Like everyone who's ever written a comic or a movie or a series about Superman since 1978 has basically written him as the Christopher Reeve Superman. So
no doubt, no doubt.
yeah, and that I can see that clearly. I can see a bit of the Justice League show in there. I mean, they're clearly to answer another of Sabah's questions. The characters you're seeing are part of a group called the Justice League International, and those characters are there in the trailer.
Both of them, both Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner,
Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and who appears for just a glimpse, Metamorpho,
Metamorpho, and
and Mr.
Mr. Terrific.
Terrific, and Mr. Terrific.
He's Mr. Terrific isn't with JLA.
JLI, yeah.
No, JLI or JLA.
JLI. This is Justice
JLI,
League International, not Justice League America.
not Justice League America.
Yeah, this is Justice League International.
So basically, Abu Suluh, I'm really glad you raised this point that is this movie gonna be like Iron Man, and Mahir thinks it that way. I personally feel it that way, that this is going to be like the Iron Man for MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I hope so.
but
I hope
more
so. Truthfully, I
importantly,
hope so.
yeah, but more importantly, one of the added information is that we saw JLI. My question to Mahir and Abu Suluh is that Iron Man kick-started the formation of the Avengers. Will this movie, Superman, and I'm talking exclusively about Superman, not Creature Commandos or anything else, will this be the starting point of Justice League of America?
I would
Mahir,
Honestly,
like
I
Maher to answer. Because please, Maher, you are very
no,
deep
no, please,
subject.
man. You got to say a few words
Mahir,
too.
Mahir, you
Oh,
first, then I'll go to Abu Suluh.
Okay.
because okay.
Yeah, Mahir, continue.
So I think in the world we're living in right now, with how the movies are international and have a big global audience, I think what we are going to start seeing is the Justice League.
Correct.
No America, no international, no Europe. Okay, so we're going to. Is this going to be the start of the Justice League movie? Now that is a very good question. It's very. Um, the thing is, what we don't know right now, until what we know is that a lot of the heroes who would be a part of the Justice League already exist in this universe. They're not going to suddenly come out, okay? And we know that we're getting a Lanterns series, which is going to have Hal and John. We're going to get, I mean, clearly Guy Gardner is there. So the Lantern Corps exists in this universe. The only characters that we haven't seen hinted at all, either here or Creature Commandos or in Suicide Squad or anywhere else, are the speedsters.
Yeah,
Okay, the speedsters are the only ones that we haven't unless I'm wrong and I missed a reference to them at some point. But the Amazons have been referenced in Creature Commandos, so we know that the Amazons exist in this universe, and the Lanterns clearly exist in this universe. So a huge part of the Justice League is already in the universe. So yeah, that's what I gotta say.
sorry. Abu Suluh, now what I want to ask you, what's your take on this? Do you see this building up towards the formation of the Justice League?
Well, okay. Let me tell you this. First of all, I always believe in how you do it as an administration. How okay, maybe because actually I have a experience in project management, so there's something I always think about it in my life, daily life, in my
Which
work as in
is,
tourism, even the movies. Okay, how can you take this project to make your main goal? If it they could do something, let's be honest, they said okay, let's make it as an opening ending. Okay, it could be either to build it as a Justice League if they succeed in the storyteller. Storyteller is very important, my friend, very important. How to tell the story of Superman and his Justice League for the future. It could be the kickoff, but the question, how can they play it? Are they going to play it in the way like Marvel, for example? Marvel, when they start Iron Man as a solo movie, but they didn't mention anything about the gun for the other superheroes. Maybe they have Easter eggs, but Easter eggs is something in every Marvel movies, even Justice League movies, they have it. Like Superman, Superman 2 for what is his name? Not Andrew Garvin, before Andrew Garvin. Uh, 2005. I forget the name, man. I'm very bad with names.
Toby Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yeah, Tobey Maguire. When they mentioned about Doctor Strange, this was taken, and they never mentioned. So they may gonna do Easter eggs. It's good to do Easter eggs, okay, when you do the Easter eggs and the people love the movie, you call it.
Oh, Absolute?
Okay,
I think,
it's fine to make Easter eggs.
yeah,
It's
he's
fine.
back.
Tell me.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
Mahir,
What you
I just need to hold you for a minute. Sorry, Abu Sulu, you're done with your point?
Yeah, I just like saying is about the storytellers and how they use the Easter eggs.
Okay. Mahir, I would request you to hold on to your point because I need to welcome another Superman fan all the way from Al Khobar. Alhamdulillah, he has finally been able to join us despite his busy schedule. Please welcome Super Khalid.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
M-
hello.
Khalid,
m- yeah.
I'd like to introduce you to Crimson Mahir. He's in Riyadh right now. Abu Suluh, he has joined us from Al Ula, and
Hello.
all of them are
Oh,
Superman fans like you and me and everybody else. I want to take a, how should I say, a quick take from you. You saw the trailer. What do you have to say about Superman trailer?
I've seen the trailer, and this is how I reacted when when I saw the trailer. I was very happy. You know, I was smiling, and even I felt a bit of emotion as well.
What caused that emotion?
I mean, there was so much heart to the trailer, like so much heart to this version of Superman.
Nice. Okay, Khalid, I'm gonna come back to you, but I have to take a point from Mahir.
Sure, no
Mahir,
worries.
yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, welcome, Khalid. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a
Uh,
pleasure to meet you as well.
it's nice to see that almost all of Saudi Arabia is represented here on this call. So,
Alhamdulillah.
uh, so the point I was just wanted to make to Abu Suluh is Iron Man came at a very, very different time. It was a time where essentially the superhero genre was dead. Like it was considered dead. It was considered not the Amazing Spider-Man didn't do well. The X-Men movies were on their way out. There were there weren't any other projects that were being talked about, and Iron Man was actually made on a small budget. Like the entirety of the budget went to bringing in uh, Robert Downey Jr.
Terrence Howard.
And Terrence Howard into the movie, and they what they did was start with a character who is by all means, if like forget everything you know about Iron Man right now. For us comic book people, Iron Man was like a B character at best.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
a founding member of the Avengers, but the Avengers was always Hank Pym's project. Uh, and then it was always Captain America, and that out of all of his historical stories, like a few that stand out, like everybody knows that don't actually like they've referenced a lot in the movies, but they didn't make for that big boom of a character. And so Marvel was gambling on a character that if he were to fail, they wouldn't have cared. Okay,
Right.
and thanks to the unrivaled casting of Robert Downey Jr. Okay, that who changed the who changed the course of of superhero movies forever. That kind of gamble you cannot do with Superman. Okay, you just simply cannot do it. All right,
Because he's too big to fail.
he is too big. All right, and when someone messed him up, not going to mention their name, they messed him up badly. Okay.
That's gonna
Uh,
burn. That's gonna burn.
so, um, oh, just one thing. The mentioning of Doctor Strange in the Tobey Maguire movies
Yeah,
is not meant to build a universe. The Spider-Man movies weren't meant
to be a
uh,
universe. Yes,
to be a universe. The mentioning of Doctor Strange was a nod to the creator of Spider-Man, who also created Doctor Strange,
Uh,
namely Steve Ditko.
Steve Ditko.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, when Maher, just let you know, when what I mean about the Easter eggs, I mean it was a nice gesture for them to do a Easter eggs. Okay, I'm not speaking about they want to build something, but I would like to have some Easter eggs, even it doesn't build for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
because
I mean,
it can.
Easter
Okay,
eggs.
yeah, maybe. Okay, I'll tell you this. Maybe you can use this Easter eggs for your own benefit in the future. It's like a long distance investment. Sorry, I'm talking about project management
No,
and
no.
money things. But that's
Perfect point.
how I.
Perfect.
You're sharing good points. PMP
Thanks, guys.
certified professionals are proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, but
Okay.
just to
Yeah, Maher,
point,
continue.
to end that on that point, Easter eggs were never meant to build anything. When they were first introduced into movies, they were meant as nods to um,
The
to
creators.
the fans, to
Yeah,
the fans, like
right.
things that only the fans would pick up on, which is why they were called Easter eggs.
Understood.
Yeah.
طيب. Okay. Khalid,
Yeah.
now you've heard Maher share a lot of details. You heard Abu Suluh. He is
Yeah.
taking a perspective from. He's looking at DC Universe. He's looking at James Gunn as a project,
Yeah.
and what could be the better way forward. And Maher has given us a very clear perspective about the comparisons that were being made. In
Yeah.
your hindsight, what are your expectations after watching this trailer?
Well, from what I've seen from the trailer, I feel the story is grounded. Like there's no like like I just hope that they won't rush with this universe. Like just like what they did with the DCEU when they rushed the crossover like Batman. They bring them all earlier. I just hope that the DCU will take its time, to breathe and to make their stories more grounded for the couple of years, just like what they did with the Marvel with the MCU.
Just like they did with the MCU. Okay,
Yeah,
this is your hope, right? But like primarily, are you expecting this movie to be a success?
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay, Maher, what do you see? What is your crude expectation? And it has to be as crude as possible.
Honestly, you can never go wrong with Superman. Like it's going to be a success. I believe so. As long as what we are seeing in the trailers, so far, is delivered on. Okay, because as long as the story is like Khalid rightfully said, grounded within Superman, even if the other characters are being mentioned, okay, it is going to work, and you can never go wrong when you include crypto, man.
Okay, and I'm gonna go to Abu Suluh before I start with my final segment of the talk. Abu Suluh, your now you have shared your analysis, your point of view by looking at it as a project management professional. I want to know what is your expectation, plain and simple expectation after watching the trailer.
Okay. There is one thing. Actually, I noticed about James Gunn. James Gunn, I love the movie how he did Garden of Galaxy. He put you know, you remember these old movies like Home Alone, this stuff like a family
Yeah,
movies. You feel like you felt it in the Garden of
right.
Galaxy. James Gunn, I think he wants to. to break all the rules for what the movies knows about the superheroes movies to make the people enjoy it. So what I think if he went through a right path, he may gonna surprise us with the masterpiece. That's what I hope so. Especially the trailer, how he started the trailer, it was something unaccepted, yeah, like something I never expected. You know what I mean? And one thing I need to point
Yeah,
is here: people wants to see a movie in the level of Zack Snyder or higher. Let's be
right.
honest. The movie of the Batman was amazing. Special, it's related to the comic a lot. That was amazing. But now I want to see with James Gunn, he's gonna give it to us regarding is he gonna surprise us to make a project that's gonna start for a very long journey or not?
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question. Uh, this is going to be the final question for all of you. So I'm going to ask this question and go to each and every one of you one by one. I know it might be too soon to ask this, but will the new DC universe, DC Studios, gonna give Marvel Studios a run for its money? I'll start with Khalid first.
Well, I'll be very honest. I mean, this whole this DCU and DCU, this idea was all from David Zaslav when after he canceled the DCEU. But with James Gunn, I think I'm kind of hopeful that the DC, the shared universe is gonna work this time because with the DCEU, it wasn't really consistent. So I think I'm hopeful that they're gonna do well. I hope so. I mean, I'm keeping my expectations low at the same time, but I feel it's kind of a competition with the MCU with Marvel Studios because that's why DC has a DC Studios now, and also they're making a new shared universe as well. So I think it's kind of a competition. I see.
But will this competition make it tough for Marvel that they, I mean, like, is it going to be tough for them from now on?
Well, it's
For Marvel.
really it's very hard to say because look, I'm a Marvel and DC fan. I'm a fan of both of them, and I enjoy both of them. I enjoy both of them. So I don't think it's gonna be tough on Marvel because Marvel is still successful. They're still doing well. They still got the audience. They still got the money. So I don't think it's gonna go wrong with Marvel at all.
Okay. Now I'm going to go to Abu Suluh. Abu Suluh, plain and simple question. After watching the Superman trailer, Creature Commandos is going successful. We have Matt Reeves' Batman going successful, although it's not part of the DMC universe. Do you think that DC will now give a tough time to Marvel?
Okay, I'll make it in a one sentence. Competition is a healthy thing. You wanna know why?
Tell me.
Think it, man. It's like you have your own product, and there's another person has a product. Okay, like I'm a customer. Okay, what the customer wants? Let's be honest. Not everybody watching not everyone watching the DC and the Marvel movies are comic fans. They just want to enjoy the story.
Right.
They want to hear the storyteller of the story. So this is going to be good. If the DC succeeds, Marvel has no must improve their stories because special after Infinity War, Endgame was good, but after it exactly, it went really drop down, and that's affected the quality and the CGI and a lot of things, you know. And let's be honest, they treat us their audience like as well, whatever. That's what we have. It's like some cell phone companies. I don't want to mention them now. Okay, that's the reason. So when they have the competition, they start to improve it a lot, a lot. And I'm thinking about the competition is good for us as a fans, as a client, as customers. I'm sorry, guys, I'm speaking like this, but seriously, you don't want both of them to succeed? Let them have a very healthy competition.
Very good point. Okay, now I would like Crimson Mahir. Same question to you.
Yeah, I think Abasala said the right thing. It is competition is always good, and Marvel not having competition for the last couple of years, or anyone not having competition, you get complicit. You stop trying hard, and I is the DC for us fans. This is the best time to be a fan. As some people online would say, we're eating good. Okay, we're gonna get some good stuff from everyone. Marvel is going to start being more competitive, trying to push for better stories, push for better movies. I'm already seeing glimpses of that with the Thunderbolts trailer,
Right,
and I'm hoping that that's good indicator of where we're headed with the Marvel universe. And at the same time, of course, everyone's talking about the aesthetics of the Fantastic Four movies,
right.
and that's something I'm looking forward to seeing myself. And of course, for me, I mean, like I said, or like Absalom said, competition is good. Okay, competition makes people work harder. Okay,
Well
so
said.
that, yeah.
Okay, but Mahir, there is one part I want the community to hear from you, just like
Mm-hmm.
they heard from Abu Suluh, just like they heard from Super Khalid. Judging by what you have seen till now, we're talking Creature Commandos, we're talking the Superman trailer, and slightly not relevant or not connected with James Gunn DCU, but still a DC project, The Batman. Do you think that Marvel is going to be facing a tough time from DC?
I mean, of course, that's what competition does. Okay, it keeps you on your heels. Okay, and it makes you want to do better. Yes, the DC universe will give them a run for their money. I mean, there's no okay. So to speak from a business side of things,
Right,
okay, there is no better character to start a big franchise with than Superman. Okay, and Superman is going to bring people to the theater. Okay, it's going to bring people. It's going to put butts in chairs, okay, in seats, and that's what matters here. Okay, showing that the superhero genre is not stagnant. It is not fatigued. It is still going strong.
with that, I would like
Yeah,
to thank each and every.
my friend,
Yeah, sure, sir. Abu Suluh.
mention.
Yeah, please, please.
Okay, sorry to
It's
interrupt you,
okay,
my
man.
friend. Okay, I'm actually. Okay, just let you know. This I'll speak it now from a special a guy who loves Batman and Justice League
Mm-hmm,
movies and the special limited series. When I saw the version of the Zack Snyder Justice
mm-hmm.
League, there was something hit me so badly. What if, and I don't want to like to say what, but seriously, what if this movie of Zack Snyder happened in 2017? That could change the Avenger for the Infinity War and the End Game a lot because that movie was a masterpiece, and I feel like it could let the Avenger be way better than what we had. Well, I love the Avenger End Game and Infinity War, but what happened? What if that happened? I would like you to guys to just think
You're
about this
you're
point.
referring you're referring to the Snyder cut of the Justice League.
Yes. What if it
Okay.
happens in the time at that time?
Yeah, it's a what if scenario. But anyhow, first of all, I want to thank Crimson Mahir from Riyadh, Abu Suluh from Al Ula, and Super Khalid from Khobar. You guys are, I mean, you just made our day. You shared your love for Superman, the icon. You shared your valuable insights about the trailer. And frankly speaking, we can't thank you enough. And as I have said earlier, that Superhero of Arabia is a monthly live broadcast feature. So I'm going to be bringing on board more and more faces who represent the fandom in Saudi Arabia. Thank you to each and every one of you for watching, for sharing your comments in the chat. And once again, thank you, Ramzan Maher, Abu Suluh, and Super Khalid for sharing your insights, for sharing your point of view with the community.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having
شكرا
us, man.
شكرا يعطيك العافيه.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone.
Allah afik, Allah afikum, Allah afikum. Thank you.